Hello and welcome. My name is Ascabina, and in this segment I'm going to show you how you can make your own wand to be used in your own Wiccan rituals. Now there's many ways that you can make a wand, but the most satisfying and gratification that you can obtain is going out into nature and finding a limb that calls to you to be able to make your wand. Now, there are many different types of trees that represent many different things in the magical sense, and I will list those shortly on my website for you to look over and review. Now, the one thing is that when you go out and decide to do this, you'll want to go on and use what Mother Nature has allowed to fall to the earth. I never cut anything. I find more than enough that has fallen onto the ground for me to be able to be used. In this segment here, this is a piece of oak, and I prefer using oak more so because first of all, I feel comfortable in it, and that oak represents the mysteries of the universe, and it is also represented by the month of May, which is when my birthday is. Now, one thing is that when you find a piece, and this has been cut down for this segment here, you'll want to go on and take off all the old dead bark off of it and everything like that. Now, the rule of thumb is that the wand should be from the crook of your elbow here down to your fingertips. Now, most people I've come to find don't really like working with this big of a diameter, but again, that's your own preference. There's no wrong or right way. It's whatever you feel is comfortable and what you feel that will become yours and yours only, because everyone's going to be unique in their own design of what they would like their wand to represent to them, what the colors will be. The whole scheme of it will be, you might start with something in your mind, and by the time that the final product is finished, it will be something totally different than what you even began to imagine. Now, with that being said, most people do have a bowling knife. I use these types of wood chisels to go on and work with when I'm working and making wands. Now, these have been consecrated for my own purpose in being able to use these. Now, the one thing is, when you get all of the dead bark off, you might want to go on with your knife or one of these wood chisels that you can buy like at Walmart, maybe local hardware store or something. It's just really kind of knock these high spot notches off a little bit so that you don't kind of scrape your hand or anything like that. It makes it look a little bit more smoother, a little bit more united, more defined, so to speak. But you just do that, wherever there's some notches at, and you just want to make sure that, it's real gentle on the strokes. It might take a little while for them to get down to what you feel you want to, feel comfortable with. But you do that, and make sure that you've got your knife point or this chisel point away from your other hand, that you're not doing it towards your hand while you're holding this wand. I've done that in the past before, and it hurts, and you cut up your fingers really bad sometimes. But just very lightly, just kind of go through all of that, and when you feel comfortable that you've got it down to what you want, then you can just go on, knock it off a little bit, kind of feel it. If it needs a little bit more, take it off and everything like that. Now, the other thing is, like on some of this where it's still kind of a little bit more of bark, but kind of more with the tree. Now, I like to take that off, and what I use is a coarse piece of sandpaper, and I go up and down, and you want to do it in this motion here, and just go all up and down the length of your wand. Like that. And then if you've got an old paintbrush like this, knock some of that off from the sandpaper and the wood. Like I said, you want to do that all up and down the whole length of your wand. Now, once you've got all of this knocked off, then you want to take a piece, a fine coarse piece of sandpaper, and just lightly go up and down the whole length of the wand. I prefer to go on and get as much of this off so that the more natural beauty of the oak really shows through. But then that's just my preference. Everybody has their own preference. Like I said, there's no wrong or right way of doing this. But you do that for the whole length of the wand. Knock it off again with your brush. Now the other thing is that when you kind of get down to what you feel you want it to still have some of this on, or if you want it to get down to looking like this, just run your fingers kind of up and down. Now mine is starting to get real smooth feeling, and I don't feel any splinters or anything like that. So that's what I'm striving for. Now the other thing is, as you go along and work on this, you take a little sponge like this that you can buy at a local craft store or something, and you have a little bit of water, kind of lightly dab it. This kind of helps get rid of all that excess sawdust, so to speak, the sandpaper. You know, just lightly go up and down. Do it in up and down strokes like this. And then with a piece of paper towel, just kind of, you know, dry it off a little bit, or, you know, an old cloth of some sort. Usually cotton would probably be more than sufficient. But you just go on and do that. Like I said, you go on and you do this, and you can see that it's getting real smooth, and that's how I like my wands to be. I don't want to be trying to use it in a ritual and there be a splinter or something that get in my hand and ends up making me lose my concentration of what I'm trying to do. Now, I also like, as I'm working, is to run my hands loosely up and down the wand and just kind of make it as a hello, welcome, and allow your energies to combine into this, because like I said, this is one of the most important, one of the 4 important tools that either as a witch, a wizard, or even a magician uses in their own rituals. Once you've got that all taken care of, and in my next segment, I'll show you how we can go on and bring a little bit more of the beauty out. But until that next time, when we get together, I wish you a blessed day, and namaste.